do sort of a mix of work and education in the environmental sector and also the humanitarian sector. I got a bachelor's in environmental studies, but then took that and went directly into working in refugee resettlement, working in Baltimore with resettled refugees, doing sort of case management work, family crisis management and response. I guess there's two things that we talk about in the climate response world. One is mitigation and one is adaptation. Mitigation is focused more on reducing emissions. It's reducing the impacts of climate change and the amount of climate change in the future. Climate Aid does a little bit of that with keeping clothing out of landfills. That helps reduce emissions. We also have some on the ground, very localized projects in reforestation and in clean energy. Those are mitigation strategies. But most of our work is in the adaptation sector, and adaptation is supporting communities and people to protect themselves from the current impacts of climate change. So the increased flooding that we see from precipitation and weather changes, increased heat waves that we've been seeing all summer, and drought, for example. There's all these different changes that are happening at very extreme conditions in local contexts. So helping those communities to prepare their crops, their communities for the likelihood of disaster, everything to be more focused in a way that allows them to respond and have resilience to those impacts. So that's sort of what adaptation is, and that's where we work. I am part of the partnership team, and we work not just in the environment but also education, health, and community development. Before I joined, there's been a lot of work done in sustainable agriculture, specifically through farmers clubs, which is their format of organizing communities to learn and prepare themselves for climate smart agriculture, conservation agriculture, different methods of more sustainable growing practices. And so they already have a long-standing history of this type of work. But my position is new in the U.S. office, not necessarily in the HPP Federation overall, but here, and that is to start expanding those agricultural projects to be more about adaptation. There's already a lot of adaptation work happening. It's just framed as agricultural projects or sustainable agricultural projects. So my job is to help expand on that and sort of forecast and see what opportunities are coming out about climate adaptation, because everybody's starting to realize, the US government's realizing, climate aid, the world is realizing we need adaptation projects, so there's a growing field for that as well. So I'm helping position climate aid to be really embedded in the climate adaptation sector, but also working with our local organization partners. I think that in many ways this is a perfect position for me. It's sort of a connection between that people-focused background that I have with resettlement, but then the environmental focus that I've had with my education and some of my other experiences. And I think that you can't really address the environment or address the needs of people without addressing the other side of that. So you can't be supporting people and to adapt or to respond to a disaster or something without taking into context the environmental conditions. Otherwise, you might make the situation worse. I really appreciate that Climate Aid takes that perspective. They have a very holistic perspective, not just in the environmental sector, but also in community development and working in very different and important aspects of people's lives. So I really like that holistic part of this work, and that's kind of what we're doing here. I think this is a job that really is about the planet, about people, and the environment. So that was the draw. I would say that they can't really be separated. We have sort of an image of people and nature as separate, but the people that we work with, especially smallholder farmers, their livelihood is part of the environment. So if you're helping the farmer, you're helping the environment. If you're helping the environment, you're helping the farmer. And we helped 85,000 smallholder farmers last year in 2021. So it's something that's really big, but that's 85,000 farmers, but so many more local environments as well. So it's interconnected. I don't think you could say one or the other needs more help. we have huge programs in the health sector, specifically with HIV/AIDS prevention and treatment, and then also tuberculosis prevention and treatment. It's really interesting work. It's very effective, and it again is focused on some more holistic aspects. So creating sort of community groups and support groups around treatment that help people stay on treatment, help people feel supported, and help destigmatize those issues. It's encouraging to see such effective work taking place. But I think that Planet Aid is known for that sort of work, and so we see that work a lot, but they also are doing amazing work in the agricultural and adaptation sector that's sort of less known. I've been excited to learn about that, but I'm excited to bring out this other side of us as well.